We are going to pick up where we left off in class yesterday. I know in the video I went a little further than I was supposed to, but that's okay. We're going to pick up back here. So we finished off with our decomposers, and we said that decomposers break down dead plants and animals into useful things like minerals and rich soil. Essentially, decomposers break down dead things, and they make good soil when they do that. Fantastic video listed here that you can watch on your own. And you'll have time to do that when you go back through the Nearpod slides. Yesterday, one of the things that we talked about on the video, but we didn't get to in class, and we are today, is individual. And as you begin to do your project, individual is one of the pieces of the project that you have due. An individual is one of a particular species. Now, I had a lot of emails and messages yesterday. Mr. Bullens, what species do I use? Pick your favorite animal or your favorite plant if that's something that you want to do. I know if I was going to do the plant, I would probably do the Venus flytrap. I think those are super cool. But I mean, I look at this and I know that this fits well with a lot of the stuff that we're going to do in here because there's a lot of videos on habitat for tigers and there's some cool pictures of tigers in places that may not necessarily be their normal habitat. So we just stuck with tiger as an individual, and you may stick with the same theme throughout. You may move with your individual to you may move into like a species and like move and keep moving through, and that's fine. Or you can change it up each time. I really want you to make this project yours. But an individual is one of a particular species. We look here, and I see there's one tiger. One tiger. It's an individual. It's by itself. There's nothing else around. Pretty easy one to remember. Now again, like I said, I'm sticking with the same theme. Population. All the members of a species, not in the whole world, in one area. So, for instance, if we were to be able to go outside into the forest behind the school, we could study an individual deer, or we could study the population of deer, all the deer in this one area behind the school. Obviously, this is, I mean, we're not talking like, now, if we're talking the population worldwide, that's completely different. All the members of the species worldwide. So you have to define the area. The area can be very small. It can be very large. What is the population of red wolves in North Carolina? Is a great question to think about. And then if you start to study that, you'll start to realize that the population of red wolves in North Carolina are located probably somewhere that you wouldn't think they would be. You would think, oh, they're out in the mountains. Take a look at that maybe later if you want to if you get a chance to, about the population of red wolves in North Carolina and where they are. It's very interesting. So all the members of one species in an area, that's population. You'll have a quiz, okay? And this is like a super quick one here. Like, where do you think tigers live? Okay, there is no wrong answer to this. Obviously, we're going to find out probably a better answer in a few minutes through some of the videos, but there's not really a wrong answer to this. I just want to see what people think. Moving on here is, and you can only see a portion of this, a YouTube video of a tiger that's in a zoo, which is it's a very cool video that you can watch. Moving along here, probably my favorite video. This is Jonas, and you'll notice that Jonas is a tiger, and he is in a very weird place. Not somewhere that you would normally think to find a tiger. And I'll be honest with you, as we get into this, this is one of those times where it's like, man, I really, really wish we were at school. This is one of my favorite lessons to teach at school because we always have such great conversations. And we usually have some side projects that we work on with Jonas, which is really interesting. But definitely watch this video. Fantastic video. But that brings me to habitat. Habitat. Although there are some tigers that live in zoos, there are some tigers, as you saw with Jonas in the video, that live in people's houses. There are tigers that live on ranches, outdoors in cages. That's not a natural habitat. Habitat is defined as the place where a plant or an animal, this is the key fact, naturally lives and grows. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think you guys have started The One and Only Ivan. Great book. And habitat is a term that comes up in The One and Only Ivan. I don't want to get too far because I don't know where you are in the book. However, I will say that gorillas are often found in places like zoos, but that is not their real habitat. We try to at the zoos, and I hope we get to do that field trip this year. We try to mimic an animal's natural habitat as much as possible. We try to. And in Ivan, man, there's a fantastic portion of that where it really talks about a natural habitat versus where Ivan stays and how that place that he is eventually tries to be transformed to as much of a natural habitat as possible. Maybe we can do a Flipgrid video about that later on. But it's not a natural place. We would normally find these animals in the jungles, in rainforests. That's the natural area for them. That is habitat. Let's see if we need to move on, if I should stop there today. This is another great video that you can watch of tiger cubs for the first time on film, and you can watch this mom. And this mom struggles about like all of our moms do, trying to keep up with all the kids. Go hug your mom. Tell them you love them because they put up with a lot. Home Sweet Habitat, another great video to watch. And then there's one more habitat where I think there might be two more here. Habitat where animals live. And then I'm going to stop there. We're going to pick up with community tomorrow. I'll pick up with community tomorrow. So there are our words and our terms for today. I hope you are ready for the vocabulary quiz that we have today. And then some of these new words that are from our vocabulary list from this week, we will have a quiz on that very soon as well. If you have any questions, I'm always available through email, or as most of you reach out to me on Google Classroom, and that's fine. And as always, since this is a YouTube video, you have to smash the like button and go ahead and subscribe.